If you're looking for some financial help, looking for a financial advisor, a financial planner, and oh my God, have you been super confused about who to trust? Watch this video. There are almost 400,000 financial advisors in the United States, approximately 1% of whom I would actually trust. So let's find you someone who is moral and great at their job. This video is for people who are making good money, have some extra cash, want to do something smart with it, reach their goals, maybe do some estate planning, life planning, retirement, taxes. Kind of look at the whole picture. If you have millions and millions and millions of dollars that you're trying to figure out what to do with, this is not the video for you. But do feel free to send them to Ms. Moody Money. I will find something good to do with them, even if it's just like building my cats the best house ever. Super quick and dirty. Find somebody on NAPFA. I will link in the description. Put in your zip code, find 3 people, have a meeting with each of them, pick one. That's the longs and shorts of it. But if you want to know more about why this is the right reason and what you should be looking for, keep watching. My name is Kate Moody. You can call me Ms. Moody. I am your money librarian, here to help you outsmart your money so you can have more savings, more fun, and less stress. And not to get screwed over by the financial industry. We are joined today by Mr. Jasper Q. Handsome Pants on the snoozin' team. He's in first place. Financial advisor is a pretty umbrella term. It doesn't actually technically mean anything. You could have almost 100 different credentials and call yourself a financial advisor, and all of them would do something differently. All of them have different educational requirements, different certifications. They're registered with different organizations, maybe on the state level, maybe on the federal level, and have different rules that tell them what they can and can't do. Some titles require years of education, formal education. Other titles just require like a weekend certificate. So when you say financial planner or financial advisor, well, a financial planner is a type of financial advisor. They're somebody who's going to plan out your finances. Whereas a financial advisor might just be somebody who specializes in insurance, or specializes in investments, or specializes in estate planning. But oftentimes, financial planner and financial advisor are used interchangeably. What you're really looking for when you're meeting with financial advisors, and I have met with a lot of financial advisors in my time because of my job. So I've noticed commonalities between them, between their spiel, how they act, how they sell. And I'm going to be sharing that with you today too. Please know, of the 400,000, some people calling themselves financial advisors of one sort or another in America, most of those people are salespeople. Maybe that's not a bad thing. If I'm going to go buy a computer at Best Buy, I don't expect the salesperson to be a software engineer, right? They just need to help me figure out a computer. So I don't expect a financial advisor to necessarily know all of the ins and outs of tax law and estate planning and the financial industry, bonds and stocks and blah, 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 blah. If I was at Best Buy and there are 2 salespeople, everything else being equal, but one is a software engineer who has worked as a software engineer for 2 decades, and has a degree in software engineering and knows everything about computers, that's the person I want to buy a computer from. We're going to find you that financial advisor. What you're really looking for are quality and compensation. Quality is like, how moral of a person are they? And how much education do they have? How good are they at their job? I don't want to go to somebody who's a very upstanding moral person, but an idiot at their job. Good. I'm glad you're morally upstanding, but that's my money. I want to be careful with it. Thus, when it comes to quality, you want to look for people who have certain designations. If you're looking for somebody to take a broad, holistic look at your money, they can help you out with like budgeting, investing, estate planning, taxes, other stuff. Certified financial planner, because they look at your whole life, and they provide a variety of services. It requires a lot of education, and they have to pass a test. They have continual education. It's a pretty high bar. I think there's 88,000 some certified financial planners in America right now. Plus, they have ethical standards that they have to uphold. Now then, compensation. And this kind of also plays into the moral thing. The problem with a lot of people in this industry is being commission-based. They make a lot of money on some of these products that they're trying to sell you. So sometimes they will sell you things that are suitable for you, but not necessarily best for you. You could have a very moral individual, but if they're going to make twice as much money by selling you a product that costs you a little bit more, they'll probably find valid reasons to sell that product to you. Thus, in my opinion, most people would be best served by working with somebody who is fee only. Fee only. Very important term here. There's a lot of fee-based people. Fee-based means they can also still make some commission. If you do work with a fee-only professional and they determine there are some products you need which are commission-based, they will connect you with people they trust to get you the products. A lot of insurance products are commission-based products. To make it easy on you, I recommend that you go to NAPFA, the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors. NAPFA. And use their lookup tool. This is the one that there's only like 4,000 people in it because NAPFA has a really high standard when it comes to ethics and morals. Way higher than the average person who calls themselves a financial planner or financial advisor. Everyone who is in that organization is required to be fee only. They cannot make money on commission. Thus, they're only working in your best interest. Never just what is suitable, but always what is best. The way they make money is, well, it's fee only, so either it's a flat fee or an hourly fee, depending on what you need. And you want to know what you're going in for. Like, why are you working with a financial planner, financial advisor? What do you want to get out of that relationship? Be sure that you know. So they'll get that fee. But if you want them to handle all of your investments and whatnot, many of them will do that for you for what's called assets under management, AUM, where they take a very small portion of the money that you hand them, of your money. In the personal finance community, there's a lot of shade thrown on financial advisors and financial planners saying like, oh, you don't need that, you don't need that, you don't need that. Well, some people do need it. They'll take 1%, but if you don't have a financial advisor and you're investing nothing and saving nothing versus you have a financial advisor who makes you save and then takes 1%, well, you'll have a lot more money by working with a financial advisor. So it's worth it for many people. When you meet with them, and I want you to meet with 3 because they will all be very charming and you will want to hire the first person you speak with, but don't. Here's how your meeting is going to go. Okay, remember, very charming. They will shake your hand, big smiles. They'll ask you a lot of questions about your life, your goals, why you want to work with a financial advisor, those kinds of things. And then they'll let you talk. And then they'll take over the conversation because they have a very set and well-practiced spiel that they tweak for your situation, whatever the things that you're having a problem with are, whatever the things that you're going to a financial advisor for, they will tweak and they will show you graphs about how great their company is and how great their company does. It's amazing. All of them have graphs that prove they're better than the other ones. Listen. Because they cherry pick their data. They all cherry pick their data. Of course they do. They will all tell you about their great system and how their system is better than other people's systems. And naturally they have a system. Of course they have a system. If it was an investment firm that didn't have a system, that would be pretty messed up. If they were like, our system is to throw darts against a wall that just has a lot of stocks on it, you probably wouldn't hire them. Don't get stars in your eyes when they tell you about their system and how their system is better than everybody else's system, because all of them have a system that is better than everybody else's system. Remember, I have met with a lot of these financial advisors. I know how these meetings goes. Before you set up a meeting with them, you're going to want to check in FINRA's broker check as well as your state's certifying agency to make sure that they don't have any black marks against them. I will link in the doobly-doo, although not for every state because I'm not going to look up every state's agency. It's too much. 2 Ms. Moody specials when it comes to figuring out who to use as a financial planner. 1, in our society, and this has been well studied, we subconsciously think that tall men are better leaders. that they have more authority, more status. Look up studies that will explain why, but we do. It's super weird. Don't believe me? Malcolm Gladwell in Blink actually contacted more than half Fortune 500 companies and asked them a bunch of questions. What he found: in America, 14.5% of men are 6 foot tall or over. Fortune 500 CEOs, 58% of them are 6 foot tall or over. And weirder, in America, 3.9% of men are 6'2" or taller. CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, 30%. A lot of people who get into this industry are recruited specifically because they are tall dudes. I want to go to somebody who was recruited because they were super smart and really great at their job. I don't want to go to somebody who was recruited because they were tall and a dude. And oh my God, I have been to meetings or to like networking events with financial planners and financial advisors just the whole time. And this is when I'm wearing heels. Still. It's ridiculous. So, tall guys, grain of salt. Watch out. Recognize that you do have a subconscious bias to believe that they are greater leaders and that they have more authority, when they might not. 2, and again, this is a Ms. Moody special. I just prefer advisors who have liberal arts degrees. There's a lot of advisors out there who only studied business, which is a pre-professional degree, and then they got whatever series certificate they needed to do this job. So it's tunnel vision, you know? I prefer somebody who has a more well-rounded view of the world and understanding of how to solve complex issues. That's just a me thing, having worked in higher ed for 10 years, understanding the differences between the curriculums that you would get in pre-professional degrees versus liberal arts degrees. If you're unaware, liberal arts are all like the classic things. It's biology, chemistry, politics, history, English, psychology, those kinds of majors. Philosophy. Side rant, philosophy majors are the smartest people in the school. Never, ever make fun of someone because they have a philosophy major. They're smarter than you. Oh, mathematics. That's another one. And again, totally, this is a me thing. This is just a me thing. But the tall guys, I think everybody should really go with that one. Recognize that you have a subconscious bias. Jasper says to like and subscribe. So we've covered some of the things you're looking for. How do you find one? Okay, go to NAPFA, put in your zip code, find a few people, click on the little links, find somebody who also has a CFP, Certified Financial Planner. If you have a particularly complicated financial life, like you own some businesses, you own some real estate, maybe there's some trusts involved, complicated, then you might want to go for somebody who has a CPA PFS, which is, Certified Public Accountant, Personal Financial Specialist, because they're going to know the super nitty gritty of all of your numbers, and they're going to be much, much more well-versed in tax law, which is something that a regular CFP wouldn't have so much in-depth experience with tax law. Okay, you're going to go to NAPFA. What you're not going to do, you're not going to ask friends and family for recommendations. You're also not going to go to somebody who is a friend or a family member. Blame it on me. Just because they're your friend doesn't mean that they're good at their job or working in your best interest. I wish that wasn't true, but unfortunately there are thousands of examples of financial advisors doing the wrong thing for people who are friends or friends of the family every single year. Plus, even if they're not a friend or a friend of the family, your cousin tells you, oh, I got the greatest financial advisor. How do they know? How do they know they're the greatest financial advisor? Remember, financial advisors are charming if they're successful. If they're not charming, they're going to be terrible at their job. Nobody will hire them. So you find some people on NAPFA. You go to broker check. Make sure that there's no black marks against them. You're going to set up 3 meetings. Meet with 3 different advisors. So that way you aren't charmed by the first one. What you're looking for. First off, are they a good communicator? Do you understand what they're telling you? Because if you don't understand what they're telling you at this initial meeting, you're not going to understand what they're telling you for the next few years to come as they're explaining complicated financial products. Don't go with that person. And maybe you're like, does it really matter if I understand what they say? Yes, because it's easier to swindle you out of your money if you don't understand what's going on. Go into these meetings knowing what it is you want out of the relationship. What are the problems you're having? What do you want them to solve for you? Do you just want them to come up with a plan that you will execute? Or do you just want to give them your money and be like, take it, make it more money? I don't want to deal with it. Because if you have a lot of financial anxiety, that makes sense. By the way, this should not be the only video you're watching on this subject. This can cost you millions. Take the time to do it right. Questions to ask them. These I got from Jill Schlesinger. 1. Are you obligated to put my needs first? And is this in writing? They can tell you anything they want, but if it's not in writing, they won't be legally held to it. So you want to make sure all the stuff you're looking for is in writing. 2. How are you paid? Because what you're really looking for is if they make any kind of commission. Gotta watch out for those commission-based sales. If that gets a little confusing, just be like, look, how much money is going to be coming out of my pocket every year? 3, be very clear on what services they will actually be providing for you. Ask, what services are you going to provide for me? How often will we be in communication? What type of communication is this? Like, are they expecting you to come into their office every month for a review of what's going on? Or are they going to give you a phone call once a year? You want to know this stuff. And I like to ask, what makes you different than other financial advisors? Why should I choose you as opposed to other financial advisors? This one kind of throws them for a loop. They often don't know how to respond to that. You can say, what are you really good at? Be sure to know why they got into the industry and how. Because if they say, I was at the gym and a guy just came up to me and said, you should be a financial advisor, that means you're talking to a tall guy. Don't go with him. He was recruited because he's a tall guy. That is a true story. I did not make that up. And nothing against tall guys. Love tall guys. But again, I would prefer to work with somebody who got into the industry because they were so good at what they did and they loved it so much. Not somebody who got into the industry because of their physical characteristics. After you meet with those 3, then you will choose a financial advisor. If you find this helpful, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been useful. Be sure to check the doobly-doo. I'm going to put a lot of links in there that will be very helpful for you. I'm going to also put in a link from FINRA that actually explains what all, like literally hundreds of designations actually are. So you can see whether or not it took that person 3 years of education and 5 years of experience to get it, or if it was a weekend course. Cheers.